They call me Squirrel.
What's going on, Squirrel Squad? It's your boy, the Squirrel, and I had to take a shot at this. It says Sports TV, David Mitchell Soapbox. I've listened to a couple of David Mitchell's rants; they're always pretty decent. I expect this to be decent as well, David. And if you fail, I will send you a letter in the mail that is going to be very strongly worded. Oh, well. Anyway, let's get into this and see what this is about. This is David Mitchell Soapbox, and I love David Mitchell, and I love his soapbox. And if it's your first time here, I react to everything UK, and I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you subscribe, and I hope you hang out, and I hope you share this with your friends. Share me out on your social media and be like, yo, look, it's my boy the Squirrel. There we go. Easy. He's so young.
If you watch sport on television, as I do, yes I do actually, football's not the only sport in the world, you know, then you may, like me, have been irritated by that thing they do when the broadcaster that films the footage stamps its logo indelibly in the corner, and then the broadcaster who buys it from them blurs it out before putting their own logo in another whole corner. Why is this necessary? I can see how it began, Broadcaster 1 thinking they'd come up with a scheme whereby they can force Broadcaster 2 to advertise them. But once Broadcaster 2 retorts with their brilliant blurring gambit, why doesn't Broadcaster 1 just shrug, say to itself, well, it was worth a try, and then provide the footage without the logo? They're not now getting any advertising, they're just making the viewer endure a distracting blurry bit in the corner of the screen. Is it just spite? Alternatively, why doesn't Broadcaster 2, once it becomes clear Broadcaster 1 is not going to stop putting their logo on, shrug, say to itself, well, what's the harm, and leave the logo unblurred? A logo is far less distracting than a blurry mess, and it's not as if the viewer is going to be so impressed by the logo they're going to rush off to Belgium or wherever Broadcaster 1 does its broadcasting so they can watch this amazing footage straight from the hands of the auteurs who shot it. Between them, the two broadcasters are making the experience of their product worse for viewers. Why? Are the people who do the blurring powerfully unionised? Why else would the broadcasters do that to their customers? I suppose because the viewers are in fact not the customers, the advertisers are the customers. The viewers, for every broadcaster except the BBC, are the product, which the broadcaster is selling to the advertisers.
I'm guessing this is on the BBC.
Of course, this has always been the case, but in the past it at least felt like a symbiotic relationship, whereby the viewers accepted the presence of adverts in the programme because the revenue from advertising paid to make the programmes. And while that central fact is still true, it increasingly feels like the viewer-advertiser relationship is less symbiotic and more parasitic, whereby the viewers are essentially tricked into watching adverts. I'm not against adverts. I think there's nothing much wrong with them, apart from the immoral ones about face creams and personal injury lawyers. But in general, I don't see the problem in a company buying you something you want in return for telling you about a thing it makes. Hence the sponsorship of this podcast. 14 seconds of looking at a computer in return for 3 minutes of me in a red shirt being grumpy. Okay, when I put it like that, it doesn't sound like such a great deal. But my point is, there's
Pretty fucking accurate, David.
nothing inherently wrong with the practice of advertising. But the sharkish practices of the broadcasters are understandably making people think there is. Viewer as product is certainly a logical conclusion, but it's not the only logical conclusion, and it's not even the best of them. Just as in nature, parasitism is an inferior solution to symbiosis. After all, mosquitoes get swatted, whereas those little birds that clean crocodiles' teeth, everyone loves those guys. Having said that, I've just looked up the relative population numbers of mosquitoes and Egyptian plovers. It's a bit depressing.
Oh no. Oh boy. So that was David Mitchell complaining about sports TV. I think this is a bigger problem maybe in the UK than it is in the United States. In the United States, everybody has a contract with that said sport, and that's who's going to show it. So like they contract with the NFL, the MLB, the NHL, and so it's like where can we watch the game? It's only available here. If you don't have it, piss off. That's it. So it's not a very big thing over here, but I can see where it's definitely annoying. Old sports stuff now. You do see it there. So like if they like say Fox is going to rebroadcast the Muhammad Ali fight from 1976, they'll blur out the NBC logo. So you do see that in old stuff. But it's not that common. Pardon the hiccup. I gotta go. I've complained enough. I've complained almost as much as David. This wasn't one of David's better bitches, I'll be honest with you, but it was still pretty good because it was David. I think it was a little off the mark. I think it could have been better, David. I consider writing that letter now. I gotta go. I got a letter to write. Scroll out.